All right. I think we can start now. Awesome. We're live. Again, finally. Way too long. Well, thank you so much for joining me. Not going to take too much of your time. I mean, you can hang out with me if you want. So basically, yeah, lost my job. Again, we're in lockdown. I probably have nothing to do for like a month, maybe two, hopefully not. So I'm gonna do something. We're gonna stream, we're gonna have fun, we're gonna chill, we're gonna hang out. You wanna hang out with me? That's cool. We're gonna go over all sorts of different stuff. Let me know what you want to talk about. And consider subscribing. Because subscribing is fun. And yeah, I should add like a subscriber thing. Subscription goal. Add. Source. There it is. Great. I will put it right here. Awesome. A sub to the channel would be fantastic. Just trying to get something started here. You know, lockdown, virus, taking away everything else, so I might as well build something new, right? Freaking virus. Ridiculous. Anyways, yeah. It's all good. Just gonna sit here and stare blankly at the screen for a while because what else is there to do? Maybe I'll go live on TikTok as well. Why not, right? Let's see if that works. I'm just staring at my phone. Don't worry about it. How do you go live? Because I sure as heck don't know what I'm doing. Is it over here? How to go live. How to go live on TikTok. Somebody Google that for me, please. It's like, I should know this by now, right? I should be, freaking adults should know this, right? TikTok, dang it. Why doesn't Google already know what I want? It's ridiculous. Swipe to live. I'm pretty sure I don't know what I'm doing. Is that normal? Oh, I need 1,000 followers. Well, that's great. I don't have 1,000 followers. Go follow me on TikTok, for Pete's sakes. Dang it. Now I have to wait. I hate waiting. I don't want to wait. Frick. Whatever. Let's make some content. Gosh darn it. Guess I'll just have to make more TikToks and get 1,000 followers. Fine. Fine. I'll do it. Frick. So in this video, we're going to talk about how to get people to agree with you. I already have a video on my channel about this, but we're doing it again because fun, right? Yeah, arguing with people, always fun. I discovered a new tactic, mainly because of my job. We're going to use sales tactics, and we're going to use that in the form of arguing. So you're trying to get people to agree with you. You're trying to convince them of whatever, right? And they don't want to. They don't want to do it. So I've I've found, it's not original to me. Sorry about the camera shaking on my monitor, but whatever. And what I found is that this really, really works, especially when trying to convince people to buy stuff at the door, which is what I do, door-to-door sales, when I actually have a job. Freaking virus. Anyways, no, I suck at this, don't I? God, I suck at going live. But that's okay, because you have to practice things. Anyways, so it's basically a 3-step method. I made it 4, but it's agree, kill, close. You have to agree with them, because if you just tell someone they're stupid, they're not going to listen to you. And then you have to kill their argument, and basically that means that's when you show them why they're wrong. And 3 is you close, which is once you show them why they're wrong, you need to bring them back and get them to agree with you again. That's basically the end of it. But I've added a 4th step because this is a very crucial part that most people don't do. And I made it the 1st step, which is called listening. Guys, listen. If you're going to get someone to agree with you, or if you're going to go into an argument or a discussion, you have to know what you're doing. You have to know the ins and outs of the conversation that you're having and the intellectual side of things, so that you can know what you're talking about. And part of that is actually knowing what the other person is saying and what they're trying to say. Because if you try to debunk someone, but you're completely off base, well, you just made yourself look at like an idiot, right? So for example, if someone's trying to convince you of, say, whatever, their economic position or whatever, but you have actually no idea what they're talking about, and you've taken 0 time to understand them, well, guess what? You're going to make yourself look like a fool, because you're going to be like, well, that's not true because this and this and this. And they're like, well, I didn't say that. I was saying this. And you're going to be like, yeah. So, yeah, you have to listen. Okay? You have to know what they're talking about. So that's why listening is number 1, because you actually have to know what you're talking about, and you have to know what they're talking about. Because let's face it, you can't debunk their argument or prove them wrong if you don't even know what their argument is or what they're talking about. Simple logic, right? And so, yeah, first step is to actually listen. This is also very important because it actually makes them feel like you care about them. Because part of the issue is, especially in today's society, people actively dislike each other, hate each other. And what does that do? It closes them off to each other. You're not going to be open. Let's put it this way. If someone out of the blue comes railing at you, calls you an idiot, says you're stupid for believing what you believe, and then expects you to care about what they say, well, you're going to look at them and be like, no, why would I care what you say? You're a mean person. You make me feel bad, and you're not nice to me. Okay? When you spew hatred, vindictiveness, and you're just generally unkind to people, they close their hearts off to you because they don't want that. They don't want your negativity. They don't want your grumpiness or your arrogance or your hatred. They close themselves off to you, and they close themselves off to your opinion / solution as well. So, yeah, if you're going to be mean to people, don't expect them to agree with you or care what you have to say, because that's how you lose immediately. If you come at the conversation with anger, distrust, hatred, vindictiveness, arrogance, whatever, you're going to lose. Because they're going to close themselves off to you because they ain't going to vibe with that. They're just not going to. And so listening is very, very important, because then it shows that you care. You have to be an active listener. You have to take the time to actually care about and appreciate what they're saying. This goes for all relationships, but especially especially in love relationships, things like that. But it even applies to the relationships where you disagree with someone or you're trying to argue with them, let's say. You have to be an active listener and show them that you actually care. That way, you're not actually enemies anymore. You want to change the dichotomy a bit. You want to change it from being enemies to 2 people working on a solution together, because now they're actually open to your input. See, because if you come at them as an enemy, they're going to be closed off and they're not going to listen to you at all, and you already lose a chance to gain an ally. But if you're an active listener, you can make the situation seem so that you're working together. They're going to be way more open to you, and they're actually going to listen. And now you actually have a chance to make your point and maybe convince them that you're right and they're wrong without actually saying so. Because the next point is that this is the third part, is when you actually do the convincing or the debunking or telling them that they are wrong. It's very important that you carry over the niceness that comes with intentional listening. You have to carry that over into this part, because again, if you become vindictive or mean or what's the word, derogatory, or start looking down on them as soon as you start explaining why you're right, well, guess what? They're going to close themselves off to you. They're not going to hear what you have to say, and you're going to lose. You're going to lose again. And so it's very important that you maintain that camaraderie, that kindness, that sense of peace or companionship or whatever it is that you sort of establish. That way they don't close themselves off to you when you explain why your idea is better. You want to look at it as you're helping them discover something good. You're not telling them they're wrong or that they're stupid, or you're not even taking away their own ideas. You're helping them discover new and better ideas. And so if you go at it from that way, or at least do your best to do so, obviously in arguments and debates there's always going to be contention. But if you do your best to make it a more positive experience for them, they're going to be way more likely to accept your point of view, or at least think about it or agree to disagree, and it could be a better situation for everybody. So that's really, really, really ridiculously important that you do that, because otherwise, again, you lose and they won't actually care about your cause or your opinion, and you'll be a lonely little idealist with no one who cares about your opinions. So, yeah, you should definitely make being kind a priority. Also, somebody sub, please. Yeah, make kindness your priority all the time. And then lastly is closing, or asking them to move forward with you in this new idea. So again, you got to ask them, like, hey, do you agree? Like, can we do this? Does that make sense? You want to kind of like seal the deal, right? You want to have that conclusion. Don't just leave it open in the air. It's like, yeah, this is my opinion here. You really got and then say nothing. They're gonna be like, okay. I mean, I guess this applies more to sales, because you're trying to ask them for something, so it doesn't apply as much when having a discussion or a conversation. But you always want to close it off in a nice way and say, yeah, and so that's my opinion. I understand where you're coming from. And a lot of times you have to repeat this over and over, because you make your case, and then they're going to make a counter case. You have to repeat all the same steps again over and over and over and over and over until you either come to a conclusion or agree to disagree. Or one of you breaks the last 3 rules and you end up shouting at each other and nothing gets done, in typical modern day fashion. So yeah, that's what I would say about that. That's my recommendations. Anyways, moving on to a completely different topic. Let's talk about wasting money excessively. An excessive waste of money, especially in times when people don't have jobs and you're going to go out and waste money anyways. I mean that just kind of makes no sense to me, but let's break it down. I'm someone who is pretty minimalistic. I mean, I continuously try to get rid of stuff. And yeah, I own 2 pairs of pants. Fortunately, it's summertime, so I can wear shorts. But yeah, I don't have a lot of nice clothes, as you can tell. And so it always boggles my mind when people are like, yo, let's go spend like $500 at the mall this weekend. I'm like, don't you have rent to pay? Don't you have bills? Don't you have like dreams and ambitions that require money? Like, I don't know, tuition, university, a house, a car. It's funny. People go out and they spend their money on things that don't make them more money to impress people that they don't even like. Gary Vee quote, obviously. And then they wonder why they have no money for the things that are actually important in life. It's like, well, duh. Like, come on, man. And obviously, if you're rich, it doesn't matter. But the point is, a lot of us aren't rich. I sure as heck ain't rich. I'm a little bit more richer than some people because I actually practice this and don't throw my money away for no reason, but I'm still not rich. And so, take that for what it is. But yeah, you'll have more money if you don't spend it. A lot, especially in the beginning, when you're not making a lot of money, it's not about what you make, it's about what you keep. Because the more you can keep, the better off you'll be in the future. You'll have a bigger base to work from. You'll be able to pay your rent easier, pay your mortgage, be able to breathe a little bit easier, get rid of that stress. And yeah, it just strikes me as really, really weird that I don't quite understand it. Like, why do people spend so much money on crap that doesn't even make them better? Like, they continuously need to have the newest phone. Like, I've had the exact same phone for 3 years now. It works fine. Okay, yeah, it's getting old and slow. I'll probably replace it. But, it's like, it's paid for itself, like, 10 times over. It's paid off, and I just pay a nice budgeted monthly bill for the service, and that's it. And it works. It does everything I want. I have Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok. I can call people, text people. It's like everything I need. So why would I then rush out and, sign up for like a $1,200 contract that I have to keep paying for the next 2 years when I could easily just pocket that money, save it, then buy a slightly better phone on Amazon when the time comes. Because there's lots of great phones that came out after 2018 that are now used or old and not as expensive. I can just go buy one of those for way, way cheaper than $1,000. So that's what I would do. But hey, I don't know anything. I'm just a kid with no debt and, some financial stability. So, not saying I know anything, but, well, that's for you to decide. Yeah. Well, we're closing in on 20 minutes. I think the stream will end up being long enough, especially since there's nobody here. Hello, people in the future, if you're watching this. Glad you could join me. If you could hit that sub button, that would be awesome, because I want to have my subs go. Anyways, thank you so much for taking the time. Love all you guys. See you later. I'll probably stream again later today, just because I have nothing else to do. I'll probably do